Hello, guys. Um, Welcome back to SWS Boxing. Today, I'm delighted to be joined with Joe Hardy and Paul Morris. Joe, boxing record is 1 win, 3 defeats, and Paul is his trainer. How are you both?
Good, mate. Really good.
Awesome.
Good stuff. So, Joe's next fight is the 26th of November. Is it Bradford?
Yeah, it's at the Bradford Hotel.
The Bradford Hotel. I presume you're getting tickets. How much would they be for anyone who wants to come to the fight?
It's £40 for standard tickets, and it's I've got 3 tables, which is they're £70 a ticket with
£70 for ringside, yeah?
Yeah, and you get food, you get a meal included with that, or food or whatever.
Good stuff, mate. Is this fight going to be 6 rounds or 4?
I think it's a 4-rounder, this one, to be honest.
Paul, are you talking to the promoter about it? Is it 4 or 6? Can you confirm?
It's 4.
It's 4. Okay. A nice 4-rounder then.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice home show for Joe. It's about time he gets some fair chances. He's always on the road, isn't he?
Yeah, because he's been in the away corner for his last 3 fights.
Well, he's been in the away corner for all the fights.
No, in his debut, he was in the home corner.
No, they were both in Manchester at Oldham. The debut, but they were both from Yorkshire.
No, that was so I thought that Gennady, that tough.
Oh, Gennady, yeah.
Yeah, tough guy, very tough guy. I fought him. That was my debut, and then I boxed Craig Miles in a 50-50 fight, and
that's what I think.
And then I boxed that Jibral in a 50-50 fight as well. So we were both technically home fighters.
And you boxed that debutant on the Frank Warren show at your call.
Yeah. I was in away corner for that. I was away fighter for that one, but yeah.
Should we talk about your debut first?
Yeah, go on then.
So you had a very tough journeyman, Gennady. I can't pronounce his surname. I'm not going to try to because I'll be here all day. But yeah. Was he a tough man? Did he give you he gave you a good test on your debut?
Yeah, definitely. He's a very, very tough man. He's boxed a lot of people. He's very, very tough guy. I caught him with a few shots, and he just took him. Just literally took him on end at chin. And yeah, he's a very, very tough guy.
Do you think if it was 6 rounds, Joe, that you would have stopped him?
Maybe if I'd have caught him with a decent shot, then yeah, because I know if I land a shot, I hit hard, so maybe yeah, but he knows what he's doing in there. He's a journeyman in here. They know what they're doing. They know how to look after themselves. They know how to survive. So you don't know, but he's boxing in it. All can happen. So maybe.
Yes. So how long have you two been training? Paul, how long have you been training Joe for?
Just over a year now, but because of the distance, our mutual friend Lee Merter, he has a gym, so Joe trains there every day during the week, and then he comes over to me on a weekend because it's a long way. It's an hour and a half drive there, an hour and a half drive back. So he comes over to me to work on his professional game on a weekend and get his sparring done.
Yeah, so you help him with sparring and stuff, yeah. What's been your hardest fight so far? Is it the one you got stopped in against Craig?
Nah, to be honest, I'd say that was my easiest fight, that one, to be honest. But I was winning the fight and I gassed myself out. I tried to take him out. I should have stopped and I should have just waited for the shot instead of putting it on him and trying to stop him because I had him hurt. I should have just got back to my boxing and carried on. So I'd say, to be honest, I was winning the fight. So I'd say that was probably one of my easiest fights.
So if there's a rematch, do you think you need to just stay a bit? If you rematch him, would you try to stay more patient?
Yes, definitely. I'd love that rematch, to be honest. I won't mind that rematch next year, to be honest, to right that wrong. So definitely, yeah.
Yeah, that's a rematch I would like to see. And
Definitely.
hopefully, mate, you would get maybe a stoppage on him.
Hopefully, mate. Hopefully.
Yeah. So when Craig fought Bill, the other guy you fought, what's he called?
Jabral.
Barao.
JB, they call him JB.
Okay, JB, we'll go on that. So when those two got announced to fight, who did you think was gonna win?
To be honest, I didn't it's a 50-50 fight. So I thought, to be honest, if Craig had sat on his chest and not give him any space to move about and stuff like that, I thought maybe he could have caught him or nicked it, you know what I mean? And then I thought for Jabral to win, I thought that he'd just basically have to do what he did against me, just box, and he's slick southpaw, isn't he? So just stick to his boxing and move about and just land some nice shots on him.
Yeah. So what's been in your eyes? I'll start with you, Paul. In your eyes, what fight do you think Joe's performed his best in so far?
What he actually got stopped in, to be honest with you. They were both tough lads. They both come to win. But Joe absolutely dominated the first half of the bout. He got a bit excited, couldn't hear my instructions properly due to the crowd being at Colm Uni. It was like very.
Like a bear pit, want it in there?
Yeah, it's like an amphitheatre, so it surrounds you all around the ceiling and all around the floor as well. So
Wait, what venue was that? The one he got the Craig fight.
Yeah, it's called the Colm Municipal Hall. It's like an amphitheatre, Roman amphitheatre.
Oh, I think I've seen because
it's a bit like York Hall. It's a bit like York Hall.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I've seen like photos of it and stuff.
It's very similar to York Hall, so you can imagine the sound's all amplified and it's coming from ceiling and floor. Do you know what I mean?
The York Hall atmosphere was good because the queue outside was so long, and I was upset because I only got in for the last round because the queue was too big, and I thought you were on about 6, but you were on earlier, so I saw the last round though, when I couldn't hear my dad because it was just so loud. Do you think you could have done any better? Do you think you could have done anything different in that fight against Joel Kadea, is it?
Yeah, Joel is called, isn't he? I can't pronounce his last name. But yeah, I think I could have done better. To be honest, I don't know how the ref scored it 40-36. I thought I won 2 rounds at least. So, but I thought I could have done better. But it's all learning, isn't it? You've got to watch the fight back and you can see what you've done wrong and stuff like that. And yeah, I thought I could have done better. But like he had that little edge on me. He's a full-time professional, you know what I mean? He'll train twice a day for that. I go to work at 6 o'clock. Not that I'm making excuses. I go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, and then I come home from work, and then I go to the gym and train. You know what I mean? He's got his morning training. He probably goes out running early, then he'll train and he'll train again. So yeah, it's levels, isn't it? Like you've got to obviously if you're putting more work in, then you're gonna get more out of it, and he's got that chance to put more work in. So it's like that was the edge. But still, to say that Ela trained a lot harder than me for that fight, I give him a good go. So
that's all you can really ask for, being the away fighter. I think the fight's on YouTube because I've seen the fight, and I thought you should have. I don't know how the ref didn't give you a round because you deserved the round. I personally I had it a draw, same as you, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went your way or if it went his way, which it did, but it shouldn't have been that wide, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, did you originally want to be a boxer?
I wanted to be a Calvin Klein model, can I tell? Yeah, I wanted to be a boxer. And I'm not a bad boxer, to be honest, but I'm not good at selling tickets. I'm quite popular where I'm from in Preston, but for wrong reasons. So I couldn't sell tickets. I struggled selling them. So it was either I had two young children at the time, a 6-year-old and a 1-year-old. I was an amateur boxer, and it was either quit with a decent record as an amateur, or go on the road and earn money as a pro, because I couldn't sell tickets. So I do regret it. I don't get me wrong. I do regret it, but at the same time, gained a lot of experience as a road warrior.
Yeah. Wait, so you were a journeyman?
Yes, I was. I had 40 professional boxing matches.
Did you get a win in any of them?
Yeah, 5 or 6, I think. I can't remember.
That's good, mate. Did you get any wins by stoppage?
Yeah.
That's good. Did you? I'm sure you got robbed a few times going on the road being a journeyman. You get robbed a lot, but Joe, do you struggle to sell tickets a little bit?
Yeah, it's people letting you down, isn't it? Like people say, "Oh yeah, when you're next fighting, I'll have a ticket," and then when it comes down to it, they're nowhere to be seen. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it is hard. It's hard to sell tickets. So I do struggle, and you don't need it when you're training for a fight. You know what I mean? You don't need the stress of selling tickets and this and
Yeah.
that. So that's why I don't mind taking these 50-50 fights, because it takes a little bit of stress off you. And
when it's 50-50, you would sell more tickets than fighting like a journeyman.
Yeah. So obviously, if you're fighting a journeyman, you need to set you sell your tickets, and then you have to pay for your opponent. Whereas if you have a 50-50 fight, you're both selling tickets, but you don't have to pay for your opponent, so you don't have to sell as many tickets. So it works out better for myself.
So who is your promoter? Is it Kevin Marine, or is it the guy who's promoting the show on the 26th? What's his name? This the one who's promoting this show.
It's Darren. I can't remember his last name now. I've got his Darren Burley is called. I think this is his first show that he's promoted, to be honest. But Kevin, I've boxed on how many of Kevin's 3 shows, but he's like I think he co-promotes him with that Frank Duffin. But Kevin's my manager. He's a top guy. He's Kevin. He's my manager. So
yeah, is Paul your head trainer?
So I'm kind of like co-trained. So like we were saying earlier, I go up to Paul's gym on a weekend, do a bit up there, and then through the week, I'm trained by Lee Murter, who was the light middleweight Irish champion of Ireland.
Yeah. Did you have an amateur career, Joe?
I didn't know. I boxed unlicensed. I had 28 unlicensed fights.
Did you? How many did you win?
I lost 4. I lost 5, and then I won the rest. So what's that?
That's good.
Yeah.
But
it's not don't get me wrong. There's some decent fighters on the unlicensed circuit, but they're not as good as what they are in the pros. You know what I mean? There's a lot of killers in the pros, isn't there? So there's like these that have boxed amateur and boxed in Olympics and stuff like that, and like at high level amateur and stuff like that. Like there's nowhere near on that level sort of thing, but there is some decent lads that come and have a go at you. You know what I mean? So I learned a bit fighting on that, and yeah, it were all right. I enjoyed it. Got me into boxing, so it was decent. Yeah.
Yeah. Paul, why did you when you retired, did you always want to be a trainer? Have you trained because you said that you only been training Joe for a year. Did you train any other fighters?
So I've been coaching for going 19 years, all through my amateur career and pro career. I did coach at the amateur clubs I was at, boxing, Preston and Fulham, Larches and Savick. I did coaching. I was helping out with the coaching. Also at Larches and Savick. And yeah, I ran my own little satellite clubs for Larches and Savick on council estates where we live up north. You get quite a lot of rough council estates where the industry, there's not a lot of money. Do you know what I mean? So we used to put these classes on in churches and schools and things like that, community centres, and I'd run satellite classes. Go on 19 years ago. Then I started coaching the club, and that was, it's a domino effect. It's a natural progression. And I always wanted to be a coach right from the very first day I put gloves on.
Yeah. And now you're trying to help Joe achieve his dreams, which...
Yeah, exactly. Well, because I didn't achieve my dreams. I want to help other people achieve their dreams. But because I gained a lot of experience and, in my opinion, enough to help somebody else get what I couldn't get, if you know what I mean. I went through them.
Yeah. Do you think that Joe should fight in after this? Is this his final 4-rounder?
Yeah, Joe is actually better in a 6-rounder than a 4-rounder. And if you can do a 6-rounder, and you train that for a 6-rounder, you can do an 8-rounder. Do you know what I mean? If you can do 2 rounds under what you're going to do, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You'll just get through it. Now, I think the longer the bouts for Joe, the better. He's not built for a sprint. That was the stockier, more explosive, plyometric type training boxers. You know what I mean? He's more of an endurance boxer. He's a fit, strong lad, good at the basics, tough as anything. And I think longer bouts are better for Joe.
Yeah. Joe, do you get nervous before you fight?
Yeah, I suppose I do. Yeah, I suppose I do. But I think everyone does, don't they? Like, you're going out there and you're putting it on the line. So, but as soon as you're in there and that bell goes, then it's game on, isn't it? Like, you don't even think about that. It's like, let's go, it's go time. So,
Yeah.
I suppose I do, but it is what it is. If I didn't want to do it, like, I won't be doing it. You know what I mean? So I choose to do this. So, yeah.
Yeah. So this will be your last fight this year, and then next year, are you going to try and get out? How many times? Do you want to stay busy next year?
Yeah, I'd like to stay busy, definitely. Maybe fighting once a month, like every other month, whatever. Just as active as I can be, because the more active you are, the sharper you stay, and you've always got that in your head that you've got another fight coming up. So you're not going to slack or out like that. You're going to stick to your training. You're going to stick to your diet, and yeah. So definitely, I want to stay active next year.
Yeah. Right. I've got a final question for both of you before you both go. Paul,
Yeah,
do you have any advice for someone who would want to be like a boxing trainer?
Yeah, box for your amateur train. My best advice is to have been a boxer, to be honest, because to tell somebody what to do and to try and get somebody to listen to what you're instructing them to do, they've got to be able to trust that you know exactly what they feel, exactly what they're going through. So they also understand that you know how far to push them. So I would also definitely say, box yourself and go through, if you can, go through the amateurs, helping the coaching with the amateur clubs, because you learn a lot of the basic boxing techniques, which obviously are very important in boxing, and build it up that way.
Yeah. And Joe, do you have any advice for someone who wants to be a boxer?
Yeah. Work hard, train hard, do everything that you need to do, stick to your training, and just do everything right. Like, don't slack, and yeah, that's it basically.
Thank you. And also, thank you for your time and keep working hard, both of you. Keep smashing it.
Oh, man.
Cheers, mate. Bye. Thank you both.
See you soon, mate. Bye.
Bye.